So, good morning. I hope you're enjoying the event. On my end, actually, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm learning a lot from all the presentations. Thank you very much. First of all, I hope I got it right here. Apologies for misspelling anything. So, oops, sorry. Yes. So,
Do you prefer this?
no, I'm good. Thank you. So, Spiros asked me actually to give a presentation on future trends and how ICL responds to these trends, drivers. And I was thinking, how can I do that? So, because you can do that with just one slide, you can do that with 200 slides. It's not an easy job. So, and I did my search. And I did also look at the, these TED Talks on YouTube actually. So interestingly, they suggest. So if you look at YouTube actually, so you see a kind of no longer than 18 minutes or around 18 minutes. All these TED Talks. So scientifically, they say that actually this is the time the audience can absorb. More than that, it's distracted. So I'm Kayhan Atalay. So I'm working as a marketing and innovation lead Europe. I've been in the industry for 30 years, nearly 30 years. So crop protection, fertilizers, seeds, biostimulants, and it's been 6 months, as Christos says, in ICL. So I am here as an ICL representative, but actually I'm an agronomist. So and I'm a farmer, just across that direction, the water, back in Turkey, a place called Çanakkale. I'm an olive farmer. So. And also, agronomist, the third generation. So my granddad lived here in Thessaloniki, by the way. So he studied here the silkworm. He was a silkworm expert somehow. I don't know. So my dad as well, an olive expert, so Thessaloniki is a very special place for me. So our founder of our nation, actually, born here. So that's why actually Thessaloniki is place really close to my heart. So thanks for organizing it here. So that's great. In my presentation, I'll bring two perspectives. One is an ICL representative. The other is from farmer perspective, because we're talking about innovation. So at the end of the day, actually, farmers need to adopt it. So, sorry. So this is very important. In order to do that, we need to listen to farmers. It's all about listening. So, and in this presentation, actually, it's called Masterclass, but you are the masters of your area. So I really would like to do that together with you. So at the end of it, I really will ask actually your opinion on that. So I said I'm also a farmer. So as a farmer in my land, actually, I've been observing changes. So definitely you're observing that as well. So changes in the sense of water scarcity, drought, impacting actually yield. It really happens. I mean, it's not just a buzzword or greenwashing. It really happens. We see it every year. So, and you see it every year. So, there is changing drought hitting the yield, and on top of these, actually changing regulatory environments. Turkey is not an EU country, but it's impacted by EU regulations, and it's even worse, actually, even more interesting in the EU. So, all these things are challenges we need to cope with. So it's real. But in wider perspective, in fertilizer space, in the light of all these future challenges and everything, there are challenges, but there are opportunities as well in ag sector. So how do we face? Because when innovation concerned, we need to face head-on these challenges, but also we need to utilize and exploit these opportunities as well. So it's all about these two. So all these challenges, opportunities require doing things differently. So as I think Einstein said that some time ago, so doing things exactly the same over and over again, expecting different results is the most stupid things in the world. So that is. So another quote. I like quotes. Oops, sorry. Yeah. This week in ICL globally, we're having ECG week, which is really, really important. From the top guy, the CEO, to everyone in the world, we're joining some sessions where we're refreshing our knowledge and actually focusing on that. And I think it was 2 days ago, right? So 2 or 3 days ago. An expert, a consultant called John Warner, joined as a guest speaker and said, and I really liked what he said. So yeah, thank you. So, that's great, thank you. So he said, we need to reinvent how we invent. So that exactly applies innovation and what I'll be talking about. So we cannot do things in the same manner, actually, and then expect different results. So lots of other speakers told the same story and the same thing. So I'm going to speak around a similar context. That means it's a good thing. We agreed on a certain level of common sense. So on the challenges and opportunities as well. So yeah. Pointer. Yes. So and I search in the Google. It says this word is said by Plato in these lands, right? So some time ago, thousands of years ago, obviously. So necessity is the mother of invention. So what is important? What is required? So we know probably all these numbers, right? So in 2050, we expect, well, authorities expect that there will be 10 billion people in the world. And we need to produce, someone said yesterday, and many people said yesterday, we need to produce more food from the same land or even less land, right? So we need to do that without losing any more land. And we need to do that while lowering emissions. It's a tough job. It's not an easy job. So that means we need to produce 60% more food. That is globally. I'm talking about globally. So we need to do that with additional 600 million hectares. That means 2 times the land of India. I'm not even talking about our countries, maybe 20 times or 50 times. So that is real. And actually, farming only responsible for 8.5% of greenhouse gas emissions. When you include this deforestation and all these things, it's around 20 to 30%. It's huge. And actually, it's really interesting, by the way. Aviation is responsible for around 5%. So agriculture contributes even more. So this is the reality. Yeah, so I was mentioning about challenges. So biggest challenge is the food security. So and I was in a conference a few years ago, and one of the speakers said, "Food security is a national security," and they say that actually all the nations are just few dishes, few meals away from chaos. Well, we have a lot of chaos in the world now, but actually food might be the biggest one, including water. So I think solving these problems first requires a lot of innovation, but it depends on how we answer, how we bring solutions in 3 major challenges. So, and also exploiting some opportunities. So, challenges, I call it trilemma. So it's not a dilemma, it's a trilemma. So we need to solve, we need to bring answers to these 3 important areas. So soil. So how can we recover, not just preserve, but first recover, in specifically actually in some certain areas, preserve and improve soil structure and health, both. And on the crop side, because it starts with soil, right, and then crop, how do we produce more food, but also better food? It's not just yield increase, but also crop quality, crop marketability at farm gate level. And the third thing is environment. How can we reduce agricultural impact on the land? So I'll be talking about these 3 things, and also opportunities. The first one is technological advancements. Obviously, we're talking about drones, we're talking about digital ag, we're talking about a lot of things. I'll bring some perspective from ICL also. And we're also talking about sustainable and eco-friendly practices. So this is the context. So in ag industry, so the innovation is around these challenges and opportunities. Well, I go one by one. The first one, preserving soil health and structure. So soil degradation, this is becoming a huge problem in Europe, actually, in the world, obviously, but in Europe, countries like Spain, Mediterranean basin, basically actually impacted a lot from that. So they say that 33% of world soil is already degraded, and going towards 2050, 80%. That means a football pitch, an area of a football pitch every 5 seconds. This is huge. So, and these are the numbers actually. So this is really interesting. So from that to a healthy and better soil, we need to tackle a few challenges and actually solve them. So because it all starts with soil, right? So it's been for thousands of years. It's been the same soil. And we need to preserve it for the future generations. This is very, very basic. In order to solve that, we're talking about innovations. There are, in general, in generic words actually, there are a few areas in the ag sector is currently focusing on. These are cover crops. These are precision agricultural practices, next generation crop nutrition. I gave 2 examples here. As Gustavo said, actually, a controlled release fertilizer or energy efficient fertilizers, or biostimulants or crop enhancers in combination, and also carbon sequestration. Not all of these apply at the same time, everywhere, every time. So we need to have an integrated approach. We need to pick and choose wherever needed. And the second thing is crop, if you remember in the trilemma. So how do we produce more and better crops? So we're talking a lot in the fertilizer industry. As Gustavo said, it's a transformation as well in the fertilizer industry, and as a company as well. So we're talking a lot about yield increase, but we need to explore yield plus. So that means not only yield, but also crop quality and marketability. This is a really an important problem, especially at the farm gate. So if you remember the previous slide, actually, yeah, there will be more mouths to feed in the world. So by 2050, so 60% more food production from the same land, and that's the issue. How do we tackle that? So there are different methods, obviously, in agriculture, but I would like to bring a perspective from farmer, which is how farmers will adopt these technologies. So what's in it for them? Because this is, in my, with my farmer hat on, we all actually always ask, okay, how can we get the return of investment from that? Because as Gustavo said, the whole industry at the moment is voluntary. The whole market is voluntary, not regulatory. So from now until this, there will be also a heavy burden on farmers. How do we share the risk with farmers? So we need to help them. Education, I think your question. So and also all these innovative technologies. So some numbers. Actually, I was looking at McKinsey report. How do we help farmers adopt these technologies? Because this is important. So at the end of it, they will use them. So the report says, it talks about adoption rate of new and innovative solutions in Europe. This is a McKinsey report. It says biologicals, biostimulants, biocontrol, everything, 30%. Energy efficient fertilizer, 36%. Variable rate per fertilizer, 34%, and cover crops, 45%. Not bad. So they're ready to adopt. And how we can help them and share the risk. So first of all, actually, we need to listen to them, because I've been lucky enough, actually. I've been traveling all around the world, talking different farmers. In Brazil, big field crops farmers, 1 million hectare. You can see the horizon. This is really, really big. They have different needs, like product quality. They don't want actually their application devices to be clogged or blocked, because if that happens, that means few days or weeks and money. So Italy, Spain, food chain farmers, contracted farmers, and also I visited farmers in China, orange growers who has crop losses up to 30% due to deficiencies. So again, it's about risk sharing. How do we share the risk? This community here in this room actually is responsible for that. So the third thing is reducing environmental impact, the last point of my trilemma. So I was just talking about 8.5, but actually in total this is 20 to 30% agriculture, where agriculture is responsible for. So I would like to bring, well, there are many aspects on that, but I would like to bring just one, which is the circular economy, obviously. So as ICL, we're trying to transform the fertilizer industry by promoting of using the waste in production of phosphorus, actually. So in this cycle, which is, I need to get closer to that, so just in this cycle, we're trying to get rid of these two. So loss of nutrients and actually use of phosphate rock, because it's finite, from finite resources. It's not endless. So that's why actually we're involving innovative technologies to replace, for instance, I'll talk about later around the product actually, to involve actually the waste management into the process. So, and I was looking at Google actually, they say in this sense actually, from circular economy perspective, if the world reduce the food waste and overall waste actually in the agriculture sector, 2 billion people additional can be fed. So that's very important. So ICL is heavily investing in that as well. So I'll talk about the product later on. Right, so the issues, the problems are not just these three, but also regulatory. So Gustavo spoke about that. So and that doesn't make things easier. Overall, this is really good because the trends in the European Union, which impacts actually some non-European Union countries because they're importing to Europe to some certain extent. So there are initiatives called Farm to Fork, Green Deal, all these kind of things. We're hearing a lot about it. It's really good because it's about reducing the waste, sustainable food production, sustainable processing of the foods and consumption. So the complete cycle. But again, I would like to bring, farmers always ask, what's in it for me? So they're looking at the neighbor. So regenerative agriculture practices, carbon sequestration, sustainable practices, and they're watching. They're still, because, and I was in a conference together with Young Farmers Association in Europe, actually. So one of the representatives said, adoption can be possible if we can bring together these innovations and return of investment, the money in their pocket. So that's very simple and very important. So there are really, really good projects from European Commission perspective. Globally, there are 17, United Nations defines 17 goals. So as ICL, we're tackling most of them with our solutions, with our new perspectives, new products, portfolio, digital ag. But mostly, because we're talking about food security here, mostly the one here, number one, zero hunger. So ICL solution, directly or indirectly feeding 400 million people, or ICL solutions, directly or indirectly, reaching 400 million people to be fed. So my task is to bring some perspective on the global innovations and how ICL responds. So this is how ICL responds. Not limited to that, but I just picked and choose the most important ones. ICL focuses on 4 areas. And in our strategy, the foundation of our strategies is sustainability and precision agriculture. So we feel it, we breathe it actually every day. So, but But in these 4 areas, ICL is keep on investing significant resources. So first of all, this is next generation crop nutrition solutions. Gustavo talked about some of them. And these are the brands. You can just Google it. You can just look at our website. But this is not the whole portfolio, but most innovative ones. It's about, because we're talking about transformation. And you see here, not just commodity products. You don't see here NPKs because we have that. We're going to have that as well. But we're transforming our portfolio, first of all, towards more sustainable solutions and solving these challenges at the farm gate. So the second thing is digital agriculture. We're using big data to process big data to help agronomists, growers, and the community, agricultural community, to make better decisions. And digital means efficiency, because we need on-farm efficiency. It's all about solving this. And also AgTech and precision agriculture, the same, helping farmers to be more efficient because costs, on-farm costs, the input costs are significantly increasing. And also ICL has innovation platforms. I'll very quickly talk about that. ICL Planet, where ICL is bringing startups actually together. So very quickly, I think you know these products, or you know some of these products. I'm not going to go all the details, but I just want to touch base on how these innovations contribute on-farm efficiency. So EcoX is a biodegradable coating technology. So it is applied on some of the brands. So basically, this is what ICL is pioneering in the controlled release fertilizers and using biodegradable coatings to regulate as well release of nutrients. So the nutrient loss is around 50%. I mean, this is designed to reduce the nutrient loss up to 50%. And improve nitrogen use efficiency up to around 80%. So this is basically designed to help farmers, and crops can find the nutrient actually whenever they need. So one application in one season sometimes enough. So again, it comes down to efficiency. Quickly, there was a discussion on polysulfate. This is a mineral, natural mineral, with 4 of the 6 key nutrients of that plant needs. Basically, the question was about actually how we position that. So I think the story with this product is really, really interesting. I hope actually everyone here goes down to the mine. Actually, I went there a few months ago. This was a very interesting experience. So the product basically is found north of England, where I also live at the moment. So and it's just found, it can be found there. So it is hoisted up to the soil level from 1,500 meters as a crushed rock, and then screened, and then made powder or a standard product, crushed rock, or can be granulated. And that's it. No other chemicals involved. So that's why actually we call it natural. So this is absolute, and the carbon footprint is extremely low, one of the lowest in fertilizer production, in fertilizer industry. So this is basically the most important aspect, how we position this product. It's a very unique mineral.
Kayhan, we were very happy if you organize a trip there, because all of us were very interested in it.
It's a really, really good experience. So you go down, by the way, it's very short because I need to share that. So you go down 1,500 meters, big holes, and you jumped on SUVs, and then you drive 16 kilometers under the North Sea. So this is amazing. So kind of showing the picture. So we talked a lot about biostimulants, all the ICL people, also Sebastiano went into details. So oops, sorry. Yeah, the most important thing here is metabolite technology. Obviously, it's all about, biostimulants are sitting in between crop protection and crop nutrition. So it goes both ways. So it's all about, because the logic behind actually bringing this, obviously diversifying portfolio, but from my farmer hat on again, so I am really overwhelmed from receiving many information, many products, many offers from dealers, from companies. I really want to see everything from one-stop shop or in an integrated way. So the clockwork concept, and you will see many others actually in different countries. In Greece, probably later on, we will have integrated crop management projects where ICL Solutions actually are and will be part of the crop ecosystem. So this is basically, and biostimulants are actually helping a lot because it's all about crop enhancement. So all the crop protection and fertilizer companies, from either mining or just chemical selling, single product selling companies, towards more integrated solutions, and then taking from there. So this line of portfolio helping a lot. I talked about Puraloop. Basically, this is the next generation crop nutrition solutions using recycled phosphorus. So and actually it contains recycled nutrients from organic waste. It can replace, for instance, in the picture here, a TSP. So sometimes no difference, sometimes some yield advantage, but that means to help sustainable use of fertilizers, these kind of products and Puraloop and all the line of coming with Puraloop actually can significantly help and reduce all the numbers of companies like maybe Heineken, there are others, Nestle, and so on and so forth. And actually, it helps a lot, and it complies with the EU regulations. So next year onwards, there will be a new regulation called CBAM. This is Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism in Europe. This is real, and this will regulate the fair pricing actually and the imports and exports to Europe or out of Europe. So this is real, this is coming. So these kind of products will help significantly when, as I said, the market shifts from voluntary towards regulatory. So this is really important. Yeah, this is the fertilizer. I mean the portfolio part, but actually ICL, if you remember 4 areas, ICL is working a lot on the digital ag to unleash the big data for farming. So digital ag industries is growing significantly. Again, farmers' adoption is something we need to solve. We need to bring practical and simplified solutions. We have a company called Agmatics. Basically, this is the company using agroinformatics, actually collecting basic information, processing it with AI, and making it available in mainly 2 areas: trial output management and as a recommendation, crop recommendation. So this is basically a kind of handy tool. So for farmers and advisors to use. The third thing was AgTech, agricultural technology. So it's all about efficiency, because numbers. The Google told me that actually it is 80 to 250%, maybe more, in some areas. Actually, the input cost increase. So agricultural technology, precision, drones, and remote sensing, all of these things help actually improve the efficiency. And why I said actually new era of efficiency and sustainability, they're talking about on the platforms like World Forum or something like that. So 4th agricultural revolution. So this is where we are in at the moment. We have to, as I said in the beginning, we have to do things differently. So, I mean, the first one was thousands of years ago. We as Homo sapiens actually moved from hunter-gatherers to basic agriculture. And the second one was when we commercialized it. The third one was post-war innovations. And this is the 4th one. So, and it's all about transformation. So that's why actually AgTech is and will be very, very important. So you know all of these things. So that involves the message here is ICL is investing all of these areas, either directly or partnering with other companies or mergers or being just on the same platform with others. So this is very important because our friend Rice Grover yesterday was talking about 25% productivity increase. This is massive. So this is basically something ICL is and will be investing heavily. And the last is ICL Planet. Just very quickly on that, this is basically ICL's great initiative to support startups. And here you can see the different stages, and they're basically bringing different companies, the small startups actually, to encourage them to invest in agri-food technology and climate technology. Right. Basically, ICL's mission is not tackling all of these things differently, but actually bringing these solutions in an integrated way and meet these challenges, but not just in a reactive mode. And ICL is also shaping a more resilient, because the concept of this forum is resilience, right? So to empower farmers to be more resilient and produce sustainably. But we cannot do this alone. So that is all about partnership. You heard that before, I'm sure about that. So and I like it actually. So I like quotes. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So this is basically what we have to do, because when sustainability, carbon, and ECG and all these kind of innovations and challenges concerned, nobody can do this alone. This is a fact. So we need to work together. So that's my I would say last message. And thanks for listening.